7 seconds. All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, when we give all honor, glory, and praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who teach in the truth and sincerity, and also who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that scatter four corners of the earth. You know, you so-called Negroes, Latino, Hispanics, Native American Indians, you know, the true Israelites that's coming out that elect nation of Israel and the nation that the Lord is only dealing with, okay? This is our brother Yawanathan, the GMS Detroit camp, and this video that I wanted to entitle this, The Men of GMS Isn't Chomos, okay? So I was out on the plantation, you know, just making, you know, just doing, you know, working, and I was, you know, watching the brothers getting into topics, and, you know, it was the spirit, certain things that the brothers was touching on. I just had scriptures going through my head, and they were bringing it out. But furthermore, man, the whole vibration is just, you see a lot of things going on, and this reminds me of, you know, the chapters of, you know, Matthew, Mark, when Yahweh Shai was just getting, you know, basically fucked with, you know, to a point where they were laying or giving him false accusations, okay? And that's happening now. Being the humble, the lowly men of GMS, like, you know, from the elders and apostles, sincere brothers on down, we don't really do much, man. We just stay out the way. Yeah, we might, you know, just sip yan. We might, you know, watch boxing, but we ain't doing anything that causes trouble, all right? But yeah, you got these other camps that's, you know, brother, he used the word red herring. You know, when we call you guys out in a rebuke, you want to change the whole narrative and the vibration on something else, all right? You know, we all know that Alizé, the Alizar situation, you know, past when we used to do with IUIC, you and Nate, you know, ain't no microchip, it's June, or, you know, when you said, call us morons, you know, listening is an art, but so on and so forth. But making a false accusation about us, that's a penalty, man. So let's get Deuteronomy 19 and 18. Now this is the accord if you were bearing false witness against your neighbor or your fellow Israelite brother. All right, and it says, the judges shall make a diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be a false witness, and hath testified falsely against his brother, then shall ye do unto him as ye have thought to do. 19 says, then shall ye do unto him as he had thought to do, have done unto his brother. Shall thou put the evil away from among you, and thou and those which remain shall hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no more any such evil among you. Because when you see this, the record of somebody getting punished for iniquity or sin, you know, that'll make the congregation go like, oh fuck, I don't want to do this. All right, the point is in the last verse, and it says, and thine eyes shall not pity, but life shall go for a life, an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth, hand for a hand, and foot for a foot. So if you do something that is detrimental to your brother, and this is going into the ancient times, you know, because it was more, you know, we were more onto the laws of things. So if you did something to commit your brother to be put down, or his life to be put down, and you was falsely accusing him, then you would, and you got found out for doing it, then what happened to him is going to happen to you. All right, and then we have some examples. All right, look at Sinetta, whatever you want to call his name. You know, doing all this, saying that we this, that, and that goes for Alizar, and you know some of the few of the purple Power Ranger gang. But we didn't have it. We didn't do this. What we're doing is preaching out the Bible. That's why the scriptures say, "Thus saith the Lord." We don't put our own synopsis, our own twist on the scriptures. We're not really doing this because we know that the world was given into the hands of wicked, and then we, in knowing that we're Jake, they're gonna put us at the bottom of the prisons. All right, but you don't have no record. There's no news articles of any member of GMS committing such deeds. All right. And then, like I said, you look at the record of Susanna, man, when those two elders wanted to have their way with her, and then they tried to, falsely accuse her. What did Daniel do? He put them, he finessed them. After it's like, okay, where was she at? Okay, went to the next elder. Where was she at? And things didn't add it up. And through the vibration, it was all through the Lord to let you know, like, the Lord sees everything. Okay, but this is just the territory of these things to come. Let me get this one. It's Matthew 12. And 36. It says, "But I say unto you that every idle word that man shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment." Now this is just a small vibration when it comes to Alizar, from everything that you were saying and doing, saying against the elders and apostles that taught you, and how are you conducting and doing things with the sheep, from the Passover, things to that. You want to get paid for it. You've been exposed. The scriptures say, the Lord's going to, uncover thy secret place. You got the text messages, so on and so forth, that to a point where you want to step down, even though you really didn't, because you're still holding the Passover. I don't know. I don't really care. But we're not what these people are putting titles upon us. And that's another one. Let's get Matthew, the 5th chapter. It says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they are called let's start over. This is Matthew 5:9. "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of Yahweh." Okay. And it says, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for there is a kingdom of heaven. Blessed are ye when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manners of evil against you falsely for my sake." And you see that vibration getting pushed a lot, man. On any accounts, you see a whole bunch of things, from the things of the IUIC, from Sakari, even the Christian church. But you don't see vocab talking about the reparations that they had to do and give back to the molestations of children. You don't see them getting down on, I remember when Elder Apostle Gabar had just a real minor slip up, and you still got the vibration of the breakdown still on point. But once he had a little slip up, and Elder Apostle Tahar corrected him, like I said, it was very, brother was like, Elder Apostle was like, you okay? I understand. But they were going hard on us, And that's in the book of I know that's in the, I believe in the book of Sirach. You know, they'll try to overthrow, you know, the poor man. But you know, when you see this abomination of a man doing, you know, some sodomy ish. I'm trying to, you know, correct my words, or you know, censor my words. Y'all want to pray for him. You know, y'all want to, you know, repent for him. But when it's us, it's a whole nother story. So, you know, the scriptures is lining up who is the ones who's really going through it, and the ones who's gonna be destroyed, man. Because the broad, man, the wide is the one that's gonna be, you know, going through the destruction. Matthew the 7th chapter, when it talks about the straight gate. When you look at the IUIC, the Sakari, the vibration of Nate, not Nate, but vocab Malone, which is, when I look at vocab, it's just, you know, Christianity just with a deeper understanding of the scriptures, but just the history, but not getting into the actions and knowledge of it. And then when you look at the Sakari going to the strip club, when you look at IUIC with the bad pageants, dealing with other, you know, having women amongst you, you know, that's comfortable, that's easy. Having the lineups, you know, becoming a true man, you got to take the sweet with the bitter. So it's going to be a lot of things that you got to sacrifice. You can't have those lineups. You can't be, you know, doing nigga shit, you know, even behind closed doors, because it's not the man that you see in front of the camera. It's the man that you see when he's not in front of it. All right. And we gave you the account of, like, when the elders and apostles was breaking it down in Deuteronomy 22. It was not getting into, it was getting into what you do to a woman. And yes, the word virgin does come up, but that's talking about a woman of a marital age. So what is a woman? You know, a woman of her flowering. Once she has her periods, that's letting you know that she's a woman and that she can, you know, have sex. But, you know, and that's why, you know, multiple people say it. When it comes to these scriptures, you can't have a westernized mindset on this easternized book. All right, so I'm not going to get too deep in it because we've done it so many times, man. Let me just get the point. It says if a day, and let's get to the account. It says if a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto an husband, and a man find her in the city and lie with her, then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of the city, and ye shall stone them with stones, that they die, the damsel because she cried not, being in the city, and the man because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife. So that shall put away evil from among you. So that's getting into adultery. Okay. But it says the virgin, and I looked it up on the Google biblical version because I noticed the blue letter is changing, but it says a virgin. It says a person who never had sexual intercourse and unmarried. Okay. So that was basically getting into the vibration of, you know, what a true the definition of a virgin, and it's also age suitable for marriage was another one that came up. But the thing is, we don't look at no children. We don't want that. Even if the law in this time, no, we no, I wouldn't even want that. Okay, because we know what situation that we're in, 144. But you can see, you know, everybody wants to point the fingers at the righteous now. when you get into and that just goes to show that it's gonna happen to us as well, because we were following the examples of Yahweh Shai. You know, when he says, let me get Revelations quick. Yep. And it says, and I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, say thou, do it not. I am a fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shai. Worship Yahweh, which we give all honor, glory, and praise is due to. And the testimony of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy. So we knew this stuff is going to happen. We knew that we were going to be persecuted. You can look at it throughout history, how Jake is always put on the bottom, how we're the most favored, but yet we are the ones that are really defenseless in this. All right, and all we can say is, you know, whatever, we ain't this, we ain't that, because we're following the instructions of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Salakia. But nevertheless, we want to give our honor, glory, and praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. And again, double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, teaching truth and sincerity, and also who rule well. Peace and salutations to all for elect. I'm going to close out, say shalom, and on to the next lesson.